morning. So today I have Keith with us, who had the privilege to work with a lot of businesses since 2014 in a variety of different services to help them intelligently and profitably scale their Amazon services. He now is the founder of a company which specifically focuses on using technology as a source of making a difference. Let's welcome Keith on 10 Minutes of Hiring Wisdom, where he will tell us about what he's done, what he's learned so far, and how we can learn from him and his experience to imply all of that in our career. Hi, Keith. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Manal.
So, Keith, how's your day going so far? Can you tell us about your journey?
Sure. Day's busy. First day at school. First time kids been back at school for a year and a half.
Oh, wow. Was the
So yeah,
kid so what? Or was your kid happy? Was he sad? What was the reaction?
is my 16-year-old happy to be going to school? No, 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 not at all. I know we got a short time, so I'll do the very short version. I've been in the Amazon space about 7 years. We used to own a company called I Love to Review, which was the first product review company for the platform. Shut that down when the TOS changed in 2016. Started an agency under a different name. We rolled up a content and marketing company product with our product photography and design company, added on advertising and brand management, and that's what we know today as Page One. So we're a full service Amazon growth agency.
Okay, and did you always know you wanted to pursue something creative, or was this something that you saw that there was a need in the market and you were like, okay, I can see myself doing this?
Uh, um, Probably neither, to be honest. So, um, yeah, I've been an entrepreneur since I was around 20. I've had a number of different businesses. Having 2 years in the Amazon space as the review company, that company was started by an old partner of mine, Adam Hudson, who owns Reliable Education. And so I partnered into that company. It wasn't my idea. I just thought it was a great one. So, I partnered in, we scaled it up, we grew it. And when the TOS changed, causing us to needing to pivot, we just looked at how we could serve the market, what was the need. I think I've been quoted as saying that I would never own an agency, but here we are. At the end of the day, there's a lot of businesses on Amazon. There's a lot of growth in the space, and the platform is continuously changing. And so, whether it's an in-house expert, you learn to do it yourself, or you hire freelancers or an agency, generally everyone needs to be, in connection with an expert or a group of experts in order to do well.
Okay, and how has the pandemic shifted the way you guys work in your agency? Like, how has the pandemic changed the dynamics within your company?
Um, yeah, some people have gone permanently remote that are local. We've hired more internationally since the pandemic. Um, we have one, two, three, four, five, I don't know, half a dozen team members that live abroad, some of which used to live here in Florida. Even our local crew goes into the office much less. Our photographers have been full time in the studio. The photographers basically took about 2 weeks. They worked out of home studios, but they've been back in the studio full time since March last year.
Okay, and you mentioned that you've been hiring internationally since the pandemic. How is it like managing a global workforce? I mean, everyone as in like yes, there's diversity, there's a lot of different opinions, but according to you, what were some of the challenges initially when you started hiring people remotely, especially on an international scale?
Yeah, I think one of and we don't really hire, we, set up independent contractors, right? But we treat them like full-time employees. We give them the same benefits as employees. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. No, we don't. They're contractors. They can do whatever they want, whenever they want to do it. So I think uh, some of the subtle differences, like in culture, right? Like, the U.S. is very much of a, we live to work country, and most other countries around the world, perhaps maybe outside of some Asian countries, work to live, right? So, uh, we don't have that many national holidays, right? We have in America, we have a handful. Most other international countries have a ton, right? For example, if you live in Europe, you're kind of used to having 3 to 4 weeks paid time off. You're used to between national holidays and PTO. Most people internationally have 2 months of vacation every year, right? Or 6 weeks. That's just not the case in the States, right? So, um, figuring that one out is has been a bit of a challenge.
Okay, that sounds interesting. I didn't know that in Europe you're supposed to get 2 months off, which is sounds amazing. But I
Well,
think
yeah.
managing.
So we were talking to someone, and they had they had 20 national holidays.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm like 20 or 19. I'm like 19 national holidays, right? Yeah.
That makes sense. And Keith, I'd love to, as in like your company definitely seems to be doing well. Your agency definitely seems to be growing. Are you open to hiring? What kind of positions are open? Whether it's full time, you mentioned that you must specifically focus on contracting, but if you do have any positions for contracting open, what are they?
We generally are always um, hiring independent contractors for content writing, but they have to know Amazon. They have to be native English speakers. Almost all of our independent contractors are in the States um, for that team. We almost always will take portfolios and test projects for graphic designers. We generally have a lot of extra work in that area, and then we always need backup for redundancy, right? So when you do project work as an agency, you don't always know when you're going to get busier, right? So we always have backup and backs up of backups, right? And then we're almost always hiring for our advertising management team. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, there's a lot of openings, so if I do definitely have some contractors in mind, I'll definitely forward
Great.
them to you. And Keith, my last question for you would be, because you've had such a success in starting your own businesses, being a part of a lot of successful businesses, what is one tip according to you that makes an individual successful when they're looking for jobs in the market?
Okay, can you repeat that? You cut up a couple of times.
Sorry, I was saying that according to you, what is one tip that you think people should follow when they're looking for jobs in the job market that would increase their chances of getting that dream job?
Yeah. So, look, I know it's really basic, but be prepared. Like, be prepared at every step. So, take some. I mean, I know it's a lot. I know people like to shotgun resumes and send them out to 100 different people that are hiring. But if you don't take the time to personalize at some level, then you're just not going to get the attention. And so, uh, and then if you are going to personalize, like, don't be cheesy about it. Like, we have client testimonials on our website, and somebody will send, you know, sometimes we're getting pitched on their service. Sometimes it's an application. Oh, I see you've had success with blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, that took you 5 seconds, right? Um, just, do your homework, know a little bit about the company. Like, you don't have to research it that in depth prior to applying, but if you actually get an interview, you should have spent a bunch of time on the company website, learn about the founder, learn about the other owners, learn about what the company does in depth, and just be different, right? Like, prepare so that you stand out.
Okay, well, you heard it from Keith. He has had his success when it comes to owning businesses, being part of successful businesses. So be different. Make sure that you tailor your resume according to the positions you're reaching out to. And that is all for today, Keith. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and I hope you have a great rest of
Thanks
your
very
day.
much for having me.